Hello friends, I'm Natalia Yulitsky, a keratin hair extension specialist with 9 years of experience. This is my very first YouTube video and I'm a little bit nervous. I will start by giving you a brief introduction. I'm originally from Ukraine, but I've been living in Sydney, Australia for many years. I'm one of those technicians who truly believes in preserving natural hair. I always put hair health first, carrying out an in-person consultation before starting any work. I don't subscribe to the idea that the client's wish is absolute. If you're after Rapunzel-like locks, but your hair follicles are weak, I'm definitely not your stylist. And if I spot any issues with your scalp or signs of hair loss, I might suggest you to see a doctor, typically a trichologist, dermatologist, endocrinologist, or even gynecologist, and get some tests done. This video is all about hair loss, the proper hair care. It's meant to be useful for both technicians, because nearly every third client will question the quality of your work, and for clients, since many don't fully understand how hair grows, its life cycle, or the best way to care for it, despite the huge range of products available these days. Let's get started. Recently, I posted about graying and mentioned that it's better to simply trim gray hair strands rather than plucking them, as plucking shortens the life of the hair follicle. Most people don't realize that our hair has a limited life cycle with different phases, and that follicles can become worn out and age, meaning they won't function like they once did. We've got a well-developed culture when it comes to the facial care. After all, our faces age, but when it comes to the scalp, which actually also ages, doesn't improve with time, the care culture is pretty much non-existent. Moreover, hair is not a vital organ. When your body is in a tip-top shape, free from diseases, hormonal imbalances, inflammations, deficiencies, it has the resources to support hair growth. If your health takes a hit, your body diverts resources to more critical organs, often at the expense of your hair. So if you start losing hair, it is important to see a specialist and get some tests done, rather than just reaching some anti-hair loss shampoos or serums. There are also various scalp conditions like psoriasis, dermatitis, alopecia. I won't get into all of the details now, but many people tend to ignore these issues and skip a visit to dermatologist or trichologist. For example, alopecia can sometimes indicate the thyroid problems, endometriosis, or polycystic ovary syndrome, and much more. Even if a client has been with you for years, if she suddenly starts losing hair, the first thought, oh, might be because I'm wearing extensions. Now, I want to be clear. Yes, hair loss can result from extensions, especially if the bond isn't applied correctly, or other type of extensions, or if it's too large, heavy compared to your natural hair. But if you're confident in your technique, then the real culprit is likely to be an underlying health issues. Makes sense, right? I often say that mastering the rolling technique is actually the easiest part of our job. What's truly important is understanding the theory behind hair care, so you can confidently explain to your client what's really happening. You need to step out of the role of just stylist and sometimes act as a coach, trichologist, gynecologist, or even endocrinologist. In a recent case, my client actually came in worried about hair loss. Of course, naturally, she assumed that was due to extensions. But within minutes, we discovered that she recently had part of her thyroids removed, something her doctor hadn't even mentioned could affect her hair. There are times when you will need to insist that your clients get a full checkup. Often testing actually reveals lots of issues, especially with prolactin, estrogen, testosterone, or that the client is even entering premenopause with all the hormones going haywire. Next, let's talk about hair and scalp care. And I'm not just referring to the right shampoos and conditioners. We are all pretty educated in facial care. Cleansing oils, micellar waters, washing gels, enzyme powders, toners, emulsions, sheet masks. we tend to neglect our scalp, even though it really needs sometimes just a good peel. I'm often asked if extensions require a special hair care routine, and I always say no. It all comes down to the care routine you're used to. If you just shampoo once and occasionally use a mask, then I've got some bad news for you. Some will say, well, my grandma washed her hair with egg yolk her entire life and her hair is just fine. Or my friend doesn't do much and her hair is stunning. Well, we forget that we're all different. Genetics plays a huge part. My grandfather, for instance, had a full head of hair, well, up until his 60s, while my dad started losing his hair in his early 30s. Besides genetics, our personal health histories vary too. There are also factors like gadgets, stress, climate, environment, lifestyle, smoking, alcohol, poor sleep, not enough water, or lack of protein. For example, if the client goes vegan and misses out on protein, it's a problem after all. Hair is made of protein, which is keratin. Let's return to the scalp peels. In the past, we didn't have and didn't use as much hairsprays, styling products, root volumizing powders, dry shampoos that actually clog the scalp and need regular washing. There wasn't as much dust or polluted air from traffic. In hot weather, your sweat glands work harder, not just under your arms or your face, but also in your scalp too, especially if you've moved from the cooler climate to the hotter one. Your body might struggle to adapt. Sebum does not just vanish. It can clog your follicles and contribute to the hair loss. Shampoos simply don't cleanse the scalp as deeply as you would hope. It's worth mentioning that there were different kinds of peels available even for the most sensitive scalps. Besides cleansing, a good peel improves circulation, supports oil glands, balance the pH, strengthening your follicle, and even promote the new hair growth. Then there is an issue of lengths, specifically the ends. Some people genuinely believe that donor hair can damage the length of your natural hair. Yeah, it's not straighteners, flat irons, lack of heat protectants, dodgy dryers, or even like poorly done hot treatments like keratin that cause breakage. It's not due to bad brush, coloring, absence of conditioners, masks, or oils. It's not even the rough towel drying harsh pillowcases or swimming in the salt water pools. Yes, it's extensions themselves. There are even those who are surprised the donor hair can also be affected by these factors, or that it too needs heat protection. But here is the key. You must moisturize and protect donor hair. Your natural hair gets its nourishment from your body, scalp, but donor hair relies solely on external care. Quick note, let's keep jokes about hair being sourced from the dead bodies, okay? It's not. To wrap things up, I want to emphasize once again to all technicians the importance of understanding the theory behind our work, that knowledge is your best defense when issues arise. Take extra care of your scalp. Look after your health, because true beauty starts from there, not just from the salon chair. In the video description, I will include a link to the detailed guide on hair care. Also, don't forget to follow my Instagram page for heaps of useful tips. Cheers, everyone!